Hi, everyone, and welcome to our retro webinar for June. Today is a little bit different, pretty exciting. We'll be talking about some stuff we released in May, but we'll also be doing a recap of everything so far. I know we're not quite halfway there yet, but everything so far in 2025, that is a highlight. So that is not to say this is everything we've released this year, but these are some of the top features. So make sure you're staying connected to all of our releases, but we're super jazzed to show these to you today. And before we jump in, I just want to let everybody know we have a really exciting virtual event coming up 1 week from today on June 17th. We will be hosting our Go Further event where we'll be having an awesome keynote and other breakout sessions to really practically put into practice new IT and innovative features that you can leverage in your business to grow and be more efficient. So we hope to see you there. You can use that QR code there up at the top to get registered. And again, it's a virtual event, so really easy to get to. And we think you'll get a lot of great takeaways of things to implement. So be sure to register. And I do have another slide at the end to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to get that QR code. But before we really jump in, I just want to quickly cover some housekeeping items. We are recording today's webinar, so if you have to jump or you'd like to share this with somebody else in your org, you can absolutely do that. We will make sure to share that to you. We also would love if you have any questions, if you can ask those. We have a Q&A panel in the webinar console, so throw your questions at any point into that chat. We will have time at the end to address those. And then lastly, we love hearing your feedback. So at the end of the webinar, there will be an exit survey. And if you could fill that out, that would be amazing. But really quickly, we just want to introduce ourselves so you know who you're hearing from today. My name is Jen Six, and I work on the product marketing team for Resolve. And I am very lucky to be joined by Victor, so I'll let Victor introduce himself.
Nice to meet you, folks. I'm Victor Egri, located in Hungary in Europe, and I'm one of the product managers who are working on Resolve and specifically remote monitoring and management feature set.
Awesome. So throughout the webinar today, what you'll find is we will review new features, and we have those broken out by modular sections of the product. At the end of those, we'll do some demos so you can see those in action. And then, of course, we would love for you to ask questions. So make sure to throw those into the chat. But let's first jump in. I wanted to cover some of the artificial intelligence AI features that we have released into open beta for LogMeIn Resolve. We won't be demoing those today. We have a lot of content out there, though, if you are looking to get more into that. We just have so much else to talk about. But if you are a premium or MSP Resolve user, you do have access to these features. We have virtual technician, AI-powered session notes, and AI-powered knowledge base creation, which are all really amazing AI features that will boost efficiency. So if you've not heard of these yet, or you haven't seen them or tried them out, make sure to scan this QR code. It will take you to our webinar page where we have a bunch of on-demand webinars, and we have one in there called Tackling Efficiency AI Features for Effective IT Teams, where a lot of this is covered. So make sure to check that out. They're really time saving and really powerful in getting you the right details into your KB and then allowing AI to do a lot of the heavy lifting with that virtual technician. So scan that QR, check out that webinar. If you are premium or MSP, you can test them out right now. But let's jump into some of the other release highlights that we've got, starting with remote support. And the first few of these are all very new, just released in May. So we have remote printing now available. So if you are remoting into a device and you have something that you want to print, like for example, in the example, if you have like a diagnostic report from a remote PC that maybe you need to print out to include in an RMA to get that processed, you can simply print from those documents. You'll have an option in there to send to the LogMeIn Resolve printer, and you can print that locally to save you some time and headache in getting those documents hard copies. So that is available now, released last month. We also released the ability to pop sessions out. So if you are remoting into multiple devices and have those sessions running in parallel, it can be kind of difficult to get back and forth between them. But now with this option, you can actually pop those out into different tabs. So it's much easier to switch screens and not lose your focus. And when those are popped out, you always have the ability to pop them back into the console if you need to. But this is available now, again, released very recently, just in May. And the last big one for May is the Windows session selection. So when you're remoting in, you can now view the active desktop sessions that are running on that remote device. And this is especially useful if you're supporting terminal servers. This will let you, as you can see, specify which session you want to join and control. So it's not a guessing game. We can very specifically state which session we want to join. And that, again, is another May release. But one more remote support release that we want to just highlight as we go through all the cool things from 2025 so far is the ability to wake a device now. So if you have a device that is in sleep mode, PC or Mac, or powered off PC, if there's a second device online on that network, you can use this wake device to turn it on. And that's super useful, especially as an IT admin doing things during off hours, maybe for scheduled maintenance. If somebody turned their device off, we don't want to just be stuck. We can use this feature to turn it on and then take care of business as we would have if the device had been on to begin. So that came out earlier in this year, but just make sure you know that it's there and take advantage of it when you need it. And for the remote support section, hopefully all those made sense. If you do have any questions, let me know, but we're going to pop into the RMM section, our remote monitoring and management, and then we will have some demos from Victor after we chat through these. But to start us off in RMM, we released alert grouping, which is really useful, especially if you are getting lots of alerts. We want to make sure that they're easy to navigate and that nothing, especially top priority, is falling through the cracks. So now from your alert list, you have the ability to sort them. You can sort them by type, by priority. So just making it a little bit easier for you to manage the alerts coming back through Resolve and make sure that those devices are uh, behaving how they should be. In addition to alert grouping, we also released alert presets so that you can easily define new alerts, especially if you're new to Resolve. It can be overwhelming to jump into a new system and have to create from scratch. So these server and workstation presets will make that a lot easier, and we'll get a demo of that here soon. And the last thing before we jump into the demo is just the ability to batch install third-party applications. This one is really a huge time saver and gives you as the IT professional the ability to see multiple devices that have those third-party apps available to be updated and schedule those in mass. Even if you're an MSP, if you've got different tenants with those installation or updates available, we can install those in mass as well. So I want to turn it over to Victor now to talk us through a demo, and I will be quiet and let you take it away.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Let me quickly grab the screen sharing. I hope it's visible.
I don't see it yet. Let me
retry.
Ah, there we go. We got you now.
Right. Okay, so now we are on the devices page, and the first feature I would like to show you, folks, is the alert grouping feature, which is an exciting feature because it helps you understand better which are the type of alerts that you received in the recent days. So if you navigate over to the alert section and you previously set up alert policies, alert groups for yourself, and you are monitoring your devices, this is the screen that you will see. Probably there will be many different alerts that were generated in the last 30 days. After 30 days, each of these alerts automatically are moved to the history tab, so you don't lose them. You can see retroactively what were the alerts that were triggered, but it keeps your main active alerts page a little bit more clean. And to reduce even the noise even more, then we have this organized by option in the top right part of the screen. And you can basically just quickly group your generated alerts based on alert types. Like, for example, I can see that 294 alerts were generated in the memory usage topic. And this is, I can see the list of the alerts that were generated. And if I just want to archive them because I already resolved them, I can just very easily just select all the related alerts in this specific alert type in this alert group. You can see that there are multiple alert types that we can generate, and based on that, we generate the grouping. Uh, the next grouping option is the priority order. There are 4 priority levels that you can associate your alerts with. And as you can see, if I just want to focus on the urgent ones, I can very easily just group and just filter for these urgent alerts and resolve them quickly. Yes, that is the alert grouping functionality. The next topic is again in the alert section. May I just quickly take a look at the alert presets functionality? Yes, sorry, my drafts. So what you can do is when you are creating a new alert for your devices, you can just click the create new alert policy button on the alerts page. If you haven't created any alert policies yet, then you will see a little bit different screen, but with the very same button on the middle of the screen. And if you click it, you will be prompted with 2 brand new options. You can create, as you could previously, custom alert policies, and you can customize everything for your taste. But there are 2 presets that we recommend to get started with when you create your alert policies. The first one is for workstations to identify if there are, for example, performance degradation issues or related similar challenges on any of the workstations of your end users or the devices that you manage. And there is another one for Windows Server related challenges. Let's just, for now, start with the Windows Workstation preset. If you click it, it will automatically pull in different recommended alert types, like in this specific case, the CPU usage, the memory usage, the free disk space, the antivirus status, and the Windows event log alert. And if you just click on each of these, you can see that all the thresholds are already defined. These are the recommended thresholds. But of course, you can customize it, modify it, basically customize it to your own specific needs, each of these specific settings that we recommend. You can also modify and customize the whole policy, so you can add more alerts or get rid of one. It's up to you after that. And pretty much the same applies to the Windows Server preset. As you can see, we added the CPU usage, memory usage, free disk space, connection status alert types, and the Windows event log alert types. The connection status is for understanding if that specific server, for example, goes offline. And as you can see, the priority level of the specific alert is high. So I recommend to always ask for an email whenever such email is triggered so that you can notify it in time. These are the new alert presets that help you get started with alerting much faster. And the next topic is the patch management part. So on the updates section, if you click on this menu item on the left, you could see previously that we have this kind of aggregated view of Windows update patches. So for one patch, you can see for how many devices it is available for. And we have now pretty much the same view for application updates as well. So like, for example, on my device fleet, I can see that this 7-zip application has a newer version on 17 devices. And what I can do from here is just select this available pending version, and I can click the install selected patches, select all the devices where it is available, and then just quickly roll it out. So it streamlines the whole process, makes it easier to very quickly roll out patches to your devices, even for third-party application patches as well. Also, if you would like to see the devices where the specific new version is available, you can very easily just click this linked text here, and it will redirect you to the devices page, and there will be a filter applied here, and it will filter only for those devices where the specific patch is available. And also what is very important, that here in the focus view on the devices page, you can switch to the update details focused view, in which you will be able to see for these devices what else is missing, what other types of updates are available on those devices. So these were the demos. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Victor. That was awesome. I will pop us back into the slides here. So we're not done yet. We've had reporting and audit activity log highlights as well come out so far this year. So this is another that I know Victor is very excited about, worked really hard on this, is enhanced reporting. So now, when you are in Resolve, if you navigate into that reporting screen, you're going to find there's more report options available. So now we've introduced executive summary reports, inventory reports, and RMM reports. And we do have a lot of detail about the data in these reports on our support site if you're looking to dig a little bit deeper. But these reports are great at surfacing those data points that maybe were harder to find before. So now you can pull these out. They look really nice. You can export them. And we'll show you these in the system as well. But ideally, these are going to help you make better decisions and give you those insights that you need. And for our MSP partners, you can absolutely share these with customers as you see fit, because you can filter down per tenant to pull just their device data back. So we'll show you these here in just a moment. But I did also want to just let you know we've also introduced an activity log. So now auditing all of the activity that's taking place within the Resolve console. This is accessible through GoToAdmin, and you're able to filter this down, export it. But it can be really, really useful for compliance reasons, maybe for additional troubleshooting to see what steps have already taken place in device troubleshooting. And then also for MSPs, if there is a need to maybe show more of the work that you're doing for your customers, if this would be a value add, this can also be exported. So I will turn it back over to you, Victor, if you want to show us a little
Okay.
bit more there.
Yes, so the next topic, yes, is the reporting. We added a couple of brand new report types to the reporting feature set that we already offered. You remember that we had help desk and session reports, but we added three new report types to the palette. Like, for example, the executive summary reports. And if we generate this report, what it will do is just a quick overview of the whole account that you manage. What you can see over here that we show, like, for example, how many updates are available. So for how many devices in the account, how many are in a vulnerable state from Windows Update point of view, what are the different OS types in your device fleet, whether you have managed devices or assets because you use the inventory module of Resolve. So these are non-managed devices. You can see how many alerts were triggered by your devices, and also the remote control session itself. That's one. What you can do is to export it into a PDF version. So basically export it and send it to your customer. And if you manage a tenant, multi-tenant account, you will see this little new selector over here on the top of the screen. And if you, for example, just select one company tenant that you manage, it will filter down the data, and it will be on. So it will just visualize the data that is applicable to that specific tenant you manage. Also, there is a time frame selector. You can customize the time frame in which you would like to pull the data from. The next report type is the RMM report. Currently, it is focusing on alerting features. We are trying to expand its functionality into patch management, dedicated report types, and remote execution report types as well, so that can arrive in the next upcoming months. And what basically this does is to gives you an overview of all the alerts that were generated in your account. And again, it is quite easy to export it to PDF. Even you can download each widget the raw data into CSV or XLS file formats. And as you can see, like, for example, in this case, this is a table format. You can very easily just download this data into CSV and do your own filtering or whatever you would like to do with it in Excel or in any other tool that you use for data visualization, if that's your need. Also, what you can do is to change the visualization for each widgets. So if you think that it's not descriptive enough, the built-in visualization that we provide by default, then you can switch over to a table view, and we will expand this functionality later on to different other chart types as well. And last but not least, we have the inventory report, which is a comprehensive overview of all the assets that you have, managed or non-managed assets that you have in your account. You can see that in this specific demo can that I'm showing to you, I have 63 managed devices. So the Resolve client so 63 Resolve clients were installed on 63 different devices. But there are 120 assets, non-managed assets as well in the account. And if I use the inventory purchase price property for those assets, and I associate each asset with a price, then it shows you the aggregated value of it as well. You can see the distribution of different CPU types that you have on your device fleet. And if you use the inventory section of Resolve, you can see that the list of users that are assigned to each device very easily. Also, there is a lifecycle management aspect of it. So our inventory can support lifecycle management of the different hardware assets that you manage. And based on that, you can pull a report easily. And last but not least, we provide this table view from which you can download and export the data again into CSV or XLS file formats. So therefore, you can do your own filtering or anything that you would like to do with the raw data itself. And that's all, Jen, from my side.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Super excited about those reports. And I will pop us into some integration highlights here. So we've had a very busy couple months when it comes to integrations. Super excited about all of these. We now have a Sentinel-1 EDR integration so that you can really centralize your device protection. So it's an easy setup. You can get all of that Sentinel-1 goodness right within Resolve, and manage your threats directly through a singular console. So really looking to streamline the way you work and the way you protect those devices. We also introduced an Intune, Microsoft Intune integration, so that again, that story of consolidation and streamlining how you're managing devices comes together. So now you can manage Intune devices directly from within the Resolve console. So be sure to check that integration out. We also enhanced our ConnectWise PSA integration. So now there is more tenant and device syncing happening, real-time alerting, unattended session support. And we know just all too well how difficult it can be to manage a lot of disparate solutions. So the goal here really just streamlining, especially if you're an MSP, probably using ConnectWise PSA to keep you focused and to make it not difficult to support your customers. In that same vein, if you're an MSP using Halo PSA as opposed to ConnectWise PSA, we introduced this integration in April. So similar story here, but if you're using Halo PSA and you connect Resolve, now you can have alerts create tickets. Um, Make sure that those tickets are created with the appropriate SLA, priority, a lot of those details, and then having your devices and tenants in sync between those products is also going to help you save time. And the last integration we want to cover here is the Acronis integration. So if you are using Acronis for business continuity and disaster recovery, we are really, really pleased to have this available now. You can create your backup policies directly within Resolve and roll those backups out. So again, just truly centralizing that device management, especially if you're using those other solutions to keep it easy. And then one last thing to cover for our managed service provider partners here on the call, we did introduce tenant-based permissions in March of this year. So if you do have technicians assigned specifically to different accounts, you can limit which tenants they can actually see. So that can just make your technicians' lives easier, only seeing the data they need, and also increase the security in your system by, again, ensuring that people only have access to what they need. So this is configured through Go to Admin. You would be able within that tenants list, if you have an MSP account, within each tenant to manage the users who can access them. And that rounds us out. I know we only have a couple minutes here, and it looks like we have a few questions that have come through. So I will lean on you, Victor, just a little bit, if that's okay, for some of these questions. Um, for the pop outs, the question that we have for session pop outs is how many can you have at once? I think I know the answer, but if you want to go ahead and give us a solid answer, that would be great.
There's no hard limit. Of course, there is a bandwidth. I mean, there is a bottleneck which comes from your own device. So it is still a streaming service, which means that it will consume memory and CPU on the device that you use.
Perfect. Awesome. That is what I thought. So now I feel validated. We have another one here from someone who just started using Resolve. Can you have two support people from separate locations remote onto the same PC or laptop at the same time?
Yes, we have the invite technician functionality. So if there is a running session, you can invite your coworker into that session and work collaboratively to resolve the issue that's relevant.
Awesome. Love that. Thank you so much. We have a couple other questions, but I think these are going to be best addressed offline. So I'll absolutely follow up with you There, oh, we did just get another one that might be quick. Is the chat window available with pop-outs?
That's actually a good question. I didn't check it.
Okay, no worries. We will follow up with you on that one as well and make sure we share that info. But thank you so much for the engagement and the questions. I do just want to remind everyone here that we have an amazing event coming up next week, a virtual event that you can register for with this QR code where we're talking about latest innovations in IT and communications and how to leverage those practically to drive real business outcomes. So we hope to see you there next week. And again, we just thank you so very much for joining us today. We hope to see you next month and have a great day.